throw up. I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good, bro. I don't feel so good, bro. I'm gonna throw up. I'm about to oh, that was not good for me. Thank you, everybody. I'm good at I'm good. Have I not the Hayaya song? Learn to keep it inside. In this case, no, the Heya song. What's the Heya song? Is it like the what is the hey I said hey, what's going on? I'll wake up in the morning and I'll step outside. Okay, you see, that's already inaccurate. That's already inaccurate because I do not step outside on the days that I am not required to step outside. Okay. Much like today, which I was not required to step outside at all. Anyway, good evening, bros. Maybe one day, maybe one of these days. Also, like I fear the UV rays. All right, I fear UV rays. I live in Australia. Come on, man. But then again, it is winter. I mean, UV rays are pretty bad, like all around the world, anywhere. Wow, Corpse! Oh goodness, Corpse! Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, my lovely cadaver. The loveliest, freshest cadaver onto. Actually, no. Saying that she's fresh kind of makes it sound like she died recently, which she did not. She's been dead for a couple years at least now. I just started this stream. Yeah, you started this. It's just in time, bro. Like, you bring the raiders. You bring the raiders, and you bring yourself, who I am the most intimidated by. The fact that you brought yourself, because I haven't streamed in, I guess, all month now. Hey. Yeah, I haven't streamed all month because of well, first it was health issues, and then I'm coming out of a depressive episode. Is what it is. You know, like depression's one of the things where you're like, oh hey, I'm not depressed. Like when you have a good period, you know, when you've got like maybe you've been good for like, I don't know, like a year and stuff, and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm not depressed anymore, yippee, right? And then suddenly something happens, and other things happen, and then suddenly you get you get hit with the whatchamacallit, the relapse. Yeah, the new medication definitely probably did. The new medication that I'm on probably definitely did cause some of those depressive symptoms to come back, because okay, so I should probably say hello to everyone, and I need to thank everybody for being here. First, for being here, and second, to thank all of the people who resubbed and gifted subs. Thank you, Anaris, thank you, Austin, thank you, Lucia, and thank you, Minato. Thank you, bros. Like, I know I'm not the most consistent streamer, especially with like a whole bunch of stuff going on with my life right now, you know, and so for you to put that trust in me, in with that money, it means a lot to me, you know, bro. It means a lot to me, and you know the thing is, like, I missed everyone so much, bro. I'm nervous, but I'm also so happy to be back here. Bro, you know the 3 weeks that I wasn't streaming, it felt like my life was missing things. Like, I actually started to feel like a shell of who I once was. Because every single night, I would just have this like overwhelming urge to just skip to the next day and to just go to sleep and even like, I haven't been doing any of my hobbies. I haven't been playing Magic. I haven't been drawing. I haven't been singing, and I've sort of just been playing like games that sort of numb my brain, and yeah, I know. This sounds like depression. This sounds like depression. And my appetite hasn't been great, and I've been, you know, ignoring my friends, and I've been ghosting my friends, and I guess like it got to a point where the momentum of me not doing anything got so big that I guess it makes it really scary to pick things back up, you know. It makes it really scary to pick things back up where you last left it, because you don't want to disappoint people, you know. Because you don't want to disappoint people. You don't want to be like, hey, I have to explain why I was away for so long, or like, hey, I have to now explain why I wasn't replying to your messages and I wasn't paying all these invoices. And stuff like that. Anyway, bros. Enough about the sad stuff. Like I got hit with a really bad wave of depression relapse, right? And so coming back to streaming was one of those. I don't know if I have it in me, and I feel so ashamed of myself, and I just want to hide away forever kind of things. But I know that I have to eventually, because this is who I am, unfortunately. Or fortunately, this is who I am. Oh, I haven't spoken so much in so long. Oh man. Like it really made me realize that I don't actually talk that much, you know? It made me realize I'm not actually that much of a yapper in real life. You know, I don't like to talk that much, and the only place that I talk this much to is with everyone here, is with you guys. Oh, I feel this like relief that's like coming out of my body right now. I'm Ruff! I'm home with a B. Ruff! I'm Bark. I'm Boom. I'm back. And you know, I had this like stupid fear of would I even remember how to talk anymore? Would I even remember how to speak? I mean, I have this fear every single time, but like all the other times is me being silly. But this time, I guess like I think I'm still having trouble coming out of, I guess, that depressive episode. I think it has to do with my medicine. For those of you who don't know, Neg Nass has been hit with health issues. Neg Nass has endometriosis, and recently I went on medication to try to ease the pain, but a side effect of the medication is that it could cause depression, but in me it sort of caused my depression to kind of come out of remission. Yeah. And I don't know, it's man, it really. And you guys want to know something really stupid? You guys want to know something really stupid? You guys want to know something really embarrassing that I feel like such a. So what does the internet call it these days? Call it being a chud? Like a very chuddy thing, I guess. Like I don't know. Like a chump, right? Like so from my understanding, the word chud is like the new version of calling someone a chump. You know, calling someone a simpleton, a chump, like a somebody who's like been brainwashed by, drank the Kool-Aid or whatever they call it, right? Yeah, you don't think that's what that means? Well, the unwashed one seems to think that that's what it means. You don't think that's right? Anyway, so I'm gonna say something that's about to make you think that I've drank the Kool-Aid or that I've become boring, which is like a really scary thing, right? It's a really scary thing. It's a really scary thing for me to admit, because you guys are gonna be like, no, Neg Nass has become boring, and honestly, I feel like I've become boring as well. So, a chud is a derogatory term for an unlikable, unpleasant, or socially regressive person. It is most frequently used as an insult towards individuals who hold far-right, reactionary, or highly conservative political— Oh! Whoa! Dear God! Oh dear God. Okay. Never mind. No. I am not a chud. No. I'm a chump though. I've become a chump. The word originates from the 1984 cult sci-fi horror film CHUD. In the movie, the acronym stood for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dweller, referring to a group of grotesque radioactive mutants. Wait, is it? We don't need to invent a new word, bro. Like, there's already a word for it. It's called troglodyte, which is a very mean thing to call someone. I guess troglodyte doesn't really have the cannibal part. Yeah. The language evolves, definitions change. Gende, thank you for the resub. Wait, thank you for your prime. Thank you. You thought chud means ugly. I guess it's kind of like evolved to sort of embody that sort of like, oh, a chud is anyone that I don't like on the internet type of thing, right? But like, here's the thing, right? I've noticed a trend on the internet where not even on the internet. I think it's a very, very normal thing for people to say, right? And it's a really, really normal thing for people regardless of time period in history. But like, whenever we don't like someone, we always try to call them ugly. You know, like whenever someone's being really mean or when someone's being upsetting, like we make fun of their looks, right? Or like a lot of people make fun of their looks, but I don't know. Maybe this is coming from someone who grew up being called ugly a lot, but like I don't like that. I don't like that. Just because someone's ugly doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Just because someone's good looking doesn't mean that they're a good person. Okay, I have a very terrible habit. Okay, I've got a very, very, very terrible habit of if I see an attractive man, I instantly do not trust him. And anyone who's attractive, right? Anyone who's attractive, like I instantly don't trust them. Yeah, I've developed a bit of a reverse halo effect. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's my own insecurity, right? Maybe it's an insecurity, but like when I see someone who's attractive, I'm like, you're very attractive. You seem to be a very attractive person. Hoo. That's it. I don't like a mogger in general. What does that even mean? Wait, no. Wait, you can mog someone in skill level as well, right? Like, isn't mogging just like looking good in comparison to someone else? So if you exhibit skill levels, what about Mr. Kim Kitsune? Oh, no, you see the reason? Okay, look, Kim Kitsunagi, he's attractive. He's even more attractive to me because he's average looking, okay? because he's average looking, that makes him more attractive to me. Like, I would like him so much less if he looked like a K-pop star for some reason. No, genuinely, my type is average. I feel like I might have some like unaddressed trauma or something from attractive people. You've now seen 147 ads for the Mandalorian movie since last Sunday. Oh man. Hey, look. Kim Kitsune, he may not be a K-pop star, okay? But he may not look like a K-pop star, but he's a K-pop star in my eyes, in my heart. Yay! Thank you for your prime. Thank you. Okay, but in all seriousness, like, whether someone's attractive or whether someone's not attractive, like it doesn't matter, right? It shouldn't affect how you judge them, right? It should not affect how you judge them at all. Unfortunately, it's a character flaw in my part. It's a personality flaw in me that I am cautious around attractive people, regardless of gender. And don't read too much into it, okay? Don't read too much into it, because if I like you, it's not me calling you ugly, okay? I'm not calling you ugly if I'm friendly to you. It's just this part in my heart of hearts that's like, oh no, you're too attractive. Oh, maybe it's because I feel like attractive people have higher standards, right? And by higher standards, I don't just mean like, oh, higher standards for people that they date, but more like higher standards for people that they engage with, you know? Because like being attractive, it's also about like being put together, being strict, like having a strict skincare regimen, you know, keeping your hair neat and tidy, like having the discipline to put on makeup every day, having the discipline to iron your clothes, you know, having the discipline to keep up with the fashion. Like maybe I feel intimidated and I feel self-conscious around I guess those people, because I feel like they're judging me for being a little bit of a caved goblin. You know, like I won't live up to their standards of what a human being should be living up to, kind of thing. Because I feel like a lot of the time being attractive, like you need to put in effort to maintain that, you know. And so maybe instead of like what I see as, oh, this person's attractive, they have the good genes, what I see instead is, wow, this person puts a lot of effort into maintaining their life. Oh no, they're gonna judge me so hard for being a goblin. Yeah, okay. Wow, I unpacked something live on stream right in front of everybody. Wow. Wow. I did that. Ah! I'm sorry, I just had a self-realization right right at this second. It's not about whether someone's hot or not. It's about what the hotness represents. Well, can I pack it back up again? Sorry, I don't know how to pack it back up. Sorry, do you have like a vacuum or something that goes woo, and it can suck all the air out of the packaging? Hey, balls. Hey, balls. I didn't read the chat, but I feel like someone's getting into an argument. But no, I get that. Look, as somebody who used to be a linguist, okay, as somebody who used to be a social linguist before I jumped ship and became a software dev, I am of two minds about the whole language evolving thing and people using language incorrectly. I think it is a wonderful thing that language works in such a way that people pick things up from context, right? And people will repeat things from context. And that truly is how the acquisition of communication and speech happens, you know? Like how many times, I can't count the amount of times where I've heard people use a word a lot in certain contexts, and I'm like, oh fuck, I feel like I'm socially left out. Ah fuck, I don't know what this word means, but I'm gonna look like a chump if I look up this word, you know. And then I hear people use the word more. I hear people use the word more, and then I try dipping my toes, and I'm like, I'm gonna try using this word. And if nobody corrects me, then I'm gonna be like, all right, I've successfully used this word. And now, if you take that situation and multiply it by like 500,000 billion, which is, I think, at least how many people are on this world. Right? Yeah, multiply that by, right? And then that's how you get words losing their meanings. And then you end up calling yourself something rude on stream. Yeah, well, you guys told me not to call myself that, so... See, like this is what I mean. It's trial and error, baby. Trial and error. That's the world of language. That's the world of communication. You're reminded of Michi recounting how all her friends use the N-word because they thought it just meant a cool guy because that's the only context they heard it in. Oh no! You see, like sometimes words are innocuous and they evolve meanings like literally, you know? like the word literally, that doesn't really harm anyone. However, I'm not saying this is equivalent at all, okay? I'm not saying this is equivalent at all, but like, well, like, when you use words like that, right? It at some point somebody had to say that is not what this word means. Yeah, proudly calling yourself a chud and unk in public. Okay, maybe don't call yourself a chud. Don't call yourself a chud, because words mean things, and people might think that it means something else. But calling yourself an unk, though, hell yeah, I am an unk. I am absolutely an unk, and I'm proud. Anyway, bros, I feel like I started a tangent before I even addressed what I wanted to talk about today. And yes, I do have something I wanted to talk about today, actually. I wanted to talk about how much I missed everybody and how much I missed streaming and how it felt like there was an empty hole in my heart when I was not streaming. And it was really sad. Sorry for arguing. Didn't think language evolves was that controversial. Oh no, it's fine. I think sometimes I think sometimes it's less about the take itself, and it's more about the tone that text comes across as, right? Like, it's it's sometimes I do get taken aback as well if somebody disagrees with me in text. Like, immediately I'll be like, whoa! But then sometimes you can't hear their voice, you know. Sometimes a disagreement really is just a disagreement. But I guess, you know, I get like, I want you guys to openly disagree with me. But also, if I cry, it's not your fault. I called myself a chud. That reminds you of the time a guy called himself a nonce in Britain. Wait, what does a nonce mean? Doesn't a nonce just mean a guy that spews nonsense? You know, someone who's a bit of a blockhead, who's a little bit of a little brickhead, who's a little brain empty, who's a little tung 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 tung. What? What? How do you get from A to B? How the hell do you get from A to B with that? Wait, what the heck? What the heck? Wait, I thought the word for like that, I thought the word for somebody who likes, I thought the British word for somebody who likes kids a little bit too much was a wrong'un. Is that not what they call them? Wrong'uns? Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, a wrong'un. Yeah, a wrong'un. I heard, yeah. Hi, Rose de Noir. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for the resub. Thank you. A wrong'un is a cricket ball delivery. I don't know, bro. A wrong'un is when I ordered a burger with no pickles and they gave me one with pickles. Just take the pickles off. No, they've been tainted by the pickles. No, it's okay. I actually like pickles. I do like pickles. I'm so happy to be back, Rose. Nonce is from Prison Talk, not on normal common exercise, so the guards don't let the wrong'uns out onto the yard as they get jumped. Oh! Wait, so that word is like a true acronym. That word is a true acronym then, because acronyms are words that acronyms are words that have letters that mean that start with other words, but then you pronounce it as a word. The other one is initialisms. Yeah. Those kinds of criminals are not very well liked in prison. Yeah, I would imagine. Those kinds of criminals are not very well liked anywhere, period. Shadow Clone, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Man, must not be very nice being the 234th one of those. Makes sense now. Anyway, what was I talking about before? What was I talking about before? Also, Lucia, I didn't thank you for the 5 gifted subs earlier. I feel really bad for that, but I need to thank you for that. When do I want to do a takeover? Let's wait until the end of May. Yeah, let's wait until the end of May, because this entire month, bros. This entire month, bros. It's just not been good for me. It's not been good for me at all. Let me tell you, bros. Let me tell you. Oh man. But then at the same time, I wanna talk about everything that I've been through. You know, I wanna talk about everywhere that I've been. I wanna fill everybody in on things that have happened to me. But also at the same time, I don't want to talk about sad things. You know, like nothing super sad has happened. Genuinely, it's just I got hit with depression that was brought on by medication. And I need to book another appointment to see if I can come off those medications, because I feel like the medication's making it worse. If I don't talk about the sad things, they'll be at the back of my mind. When do I want to get back to Half-Life? I want to get back to Half-Life as soon as I can, to be honest. I really want to get back to Half-Life. But I do want to have it on a schedule so that people who want to come to Half-Life can come to Half-Life. No harm in sharing my troubles. I mean, my troubles are past, you know. My troubles are past. I think the main reason I haven't been streaming for the past 3 weeks is because I was in that depression, right? And I didn't want to stream while I was in that space. You know what I mean, bros? I didn't want to stream when I was in that space, and you know, as much of myself that I share with you guys, as much oversharing as I do, and as much self-doxing as I do, I think I'm very not good at venting. I think you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm very not good at sharing ongoing struggles. Sharing ongoing emotional struggles. I think I'm very, very not good at that. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I must have been real bad at Imposter in Among Us. I have been really bad at Imposter in Among Us. Which, like, you know, my strategy for Among Us when I played lots of Among Us is to act suspicious even when I'm not suspicious, so that when I am suspicious, people are like, oh yeah, that's just Neg being Neg. Don't vote her. Oh shit, I just said the word vent! Vent, god damn it! Did I rest well during the hiatus? I think I did, you know. I think I did. I think I did. Cause like, you know, there's a part of me that like I really wanted to work on my personal projects while I was gone. But then I couldn't find the energy to do anything. And all I wanted to do was sleep and look forward to tomorrow's breakfast, but then I didn't really have that much of an appetite anyway. And so, oh yeah, right, I started calling myself a chump, and I accidentally called myself a chud. Cake Eater, thank you for the resub. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. The part that I was feeling chumpy about, was that I started looking forward to going to work every day. Like, not going to the office, but I started looking forward to logging on to work so that I could do work and feel productive. And then after that, like the rest of the day, I would kind of just be feeling depressed on my own, I guess. And being too scared to talk to my friends, being too scared to do anything, not having the energy to even draw, not having the energy to sing, and just passing the time until I get to skip the days. Yeah, I would turn into a workaholic. Yeah, I would turn into a workaholic. I think that's just my personality type, you know. You know it's bad when that happens. You had that when you had trouble / broke up with your ex because you were glad for the distraction. Yeah. It's weird. You're kind of coming out of a similar situation, but you look forward to staying up at night and you hate the mornings. And I think like a long time ago, I learned that the word for that is living life between meals, you know? Like that's called living life between meals. And you know, I almost didn't stream today because I was just feeling so like I was feeling very, I don't know if I'll have the energy for it. I don't know if I'll be up for it. And now that I'm here, it's just I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I finally feel like myself again. And the thing is, you know, the thing is, like I guess like over the past 3 weeks, I started feeling like I started feeling like there was nothing that I was truly looking forward to, you know? And I always seem to forget about Discord streams, the place I'm allowed to be low energy. I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, signs of depression, alright. Yeah. Like my mom's finally coming home again on the 27th, but I'm not really looking forward to that. And yeah, I don't know, bros. I'm not looking forward. I mean, I am looking forward to it, but I can't seem to get the emotional energy up for it. And man, bros. So I guess this is something that I'm sharing, that I have a depression relapse. Has this started since the new medication? I mean, I started the new medication almost exactly a month ago. I started my new medication almost exactly a month ago. So I need to stop taking this medication because last time Shark Week came, I was cramping so bad, right? Last time Shark Week came, I was cramping so bad that I was actually kneeling on the floor and my vision was going blurry, and I almost called the ambulance. But then I didn't because I'm stupid. I didn't call the ambulance because I'm stupid. I didn't call the hospital because I'm stupid. Because I was like, oh, it's okay. This will pass. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I don't want to bother the emergency service workers over such a small little thing. Even though my vision is blurring and I'm about to throw up from the pain. Oh, and I was screaming for somebody to knock me the fuck out. I wanted to be unconscious. Yeah, that's not why I'm stupid. I was stupid to still going to the work thing despite of it. Yeah. Good thing to catch the signs. Early psych meds are trial and error to a fault. This isn't a psychological med. This is a hormone medication that I'm on to help control my uterus, to have it stop hurting me. But unfortunately my uterus is still hurting me. Está dead. Hi, good evening. Welcome. You might have something to show me, but you need to take a photo and you can't for like the next 6 to 7 hours. Okay. It seems like it's worse. Yeah, and I tried to give the doctor a call, but the offices are always closed when I give a call. And fuck, I was supposed to call them today because I had today off for work. Yeah. So that particular med seems to have 3 months as the trial period, right? Yeah, it says 3 months. Yeah, 3 months is the adjustment period for the med. And honestly, I was a little bit worried about like, I don't mind the extra pain, you know, I don't mind the extra pain. But the part that really made me sad, I guess, the disappointing part about it is that it brought my depression back. The part that I'm really upset about is that it brought my depression back. And I don't know, it set me back on a lot of stuff. Your physical health can very much affect your mental health too. That's true, that's true. Also TMI, but I became a lot fartier. Yeah. I am a menace at the dinner table. Yes, yes. I have endometriosis. I have endometriosis. Today, for no reason, you can come up with you have farted what feels like your whole body's volume. Hooray! Oh my god, I was about to say something very stinky, very terrible. Farting your entire body's volume. It's like Bubble Buddy from SpongeBob, but instead of Bubble Buddy is Fart Buddy. Farting out your own clone in a gas cloud. Everybody deserves a fart buddy. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. During the hiatus, am I well rested or doing okay now after the whole shabam? I don't know if I'm doing okay. I don't know how okay I am. But I guess today in particular, I guess I told everybody that I would be here. Somewhat, right? I told everybody on Discord that I would be here because I had the day off today. And so I showed up today to fulfill that promise. I don't know if I'm okay. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. I'm a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit scared. I don't like having depression again, bro. I really don't like having depression again. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It's here's the thing, right? During my worst episodes, like, during those times, it was like my brain wasn't conscious about it, you know? My brain wasn't conscious about it. Or like, I wasn't conscious about it. And I was just sort of like, spiraling downward. But like, right now, it's sort of like, I've got my eyes wide open, and I'm seeing it happen. And somehow it's even worse, because I'm like, oh fuck, I can't do anything about it, bro. I can't do anything about it, bro. Yeah, shit's ass. Hopefully it'll pass soon. Ah, like a fart! Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. Yep, can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That requires levitation, yeah. At that point, distraction is all that helps, probably. And I just wanted to say sorry to everyone for disappearing for so long again. Because when I'm not feeling my best, you know, I don't want to bring all that energy to everybody on stream when I'm not feeling my best. It's kind of like a catch-22, really. It's such a catch-22 because having stream makes me feel so much better, and it makes me feel so healed. Makes me feel so healed being here. But also at the same time, I don't want to be in a bad mood when I stream, you know, bro? So it's one of those stars must align type of things. But you know, bros, I gotta say, I can think of one thing that triggered, I guess this time's downward spiral. Downward spiral? No, it's not really a downward spiral, but like one thing that triggered, this time's, I guess, hermit mode. Right? Yeah, let's call it hermit mode. It started with hermit mode. I actually, sorry, I'm having a tangent. I'm sorry. Neg nasu is receiving a signal. Beep, 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 receiving a signal from her brain. Yes, okay, the brain signal has been received. It's so weird because I feel like when you sort of like fall off the wagon, when you go, right? When you're like steady on your life and you're like, hell yeah, my schedules are going great, my routine is going good, I've settled into my routine, and then something fucking snipes you and then you fall off your routine. Something fucking snipes you and you're like, ah, and then you fall off, right? And then your horses leave and the car drives off without you. When something fucking snipes you and you're like, ah, fuck, I gotta get back, you know? Anyway, when you fall off your routine, it is important to take time to recover, which is what I did, but Chikezo would never leave us. No, Chikezo won't, but she would cry a lot. She will cry a lot. So anyway, after you get sniped, right, it's okay to sort of like lie down for a bit and sort of be like, ah, I'm in pain, I've been sniped, and just lie on the floor for a bit before you get up, you know? And so I spent all that time lying on the floor being like, ah, I've been sniped. And right. However, brother, I am pinned here. Hooray! I'm glad that you like my funny analogies. Spoons, good evening. Welcome, Spoons. Good evening. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so anyway, after you've been sniped, like, ah! Wait, actually, I have another tangent. Did you know, apparently I say, like, I never realized this, but apparently I just naturally say a bunch of really weird shit that people like. Oh, wow, the people who have been watching Neg Nas's stream for ages. Oh, wow, you never realized this? Oh, say a bunch of weird shit that people like? Oh, I wonder why you guys are here. No, I was like engaged in okay, here's the thing, right? Somebody at work shit-talked my university. And so I had to defend my university. And then somewhere during my defense, I said something about like, look, unless you're like a genius, unless you're like a hermit savant and you make the next Apple or something. And then after I said that, you know, a coworker who wasn't even part of the conversation, he was like, oh my god, hermit savant? Haha, I love that. I want to get that printed on a shirt or something. And I'm like, damn, do I really just say shit? I don't know, that took me out because that wasn't the first time that something like that has happened. That wasn't the first time that something like that has happened, and I'm like, damn, do I really just say shit that normal people find funny? Cause like it wasn't even that weird to me. It wasn't even that weird to me. It was just I thought it was really understandable, you know? Haha, say something funny again, Purple Wolf. Yeah, literally, that's like, dude, that's like the office co-worker version of chat clip that. Wait, that's actually so true. The freaking workplace version of chat clip that is, oh, that was awesome, I want that on a shirt. You don't know why I would defend my uni, you'd happily shit on any of my past schools. Look man, I am thankful for some of the stuff that I was taught, okay, by my educational institution. You want neg merch that says good evening across the back? Oh wait, that would be really cute. That would be really cute. Good evening. Like a sleepy style type shirt. You've had situations where you say what you think is normal and possibly very serious, and people sometimes think you're joking or being dumb. So true! So true! I mean, I've talked about the problem I have before. where sometimes I would be really angry, or I'll be like ranting and in tears to my friends, and then they'll be having a hard time not laughing because I say some of the most ridiculous shit. Hermit Savant would be a decent band name though. Really? When I think of Hermit Savant, I think of like I think of once again Toby Fox in his room making Deltarune. Anyway, how did we get here again? How did we get here? Oh, right. I was talking about well, once you've been sniped. I've been sniped. I've been shot, and you're lying on the floor, and you need to recover, and you need medical attention, right? Well, you see, after you've been sniped, and you're lying on the floor, and you need to recover, if you stay on the floor and you don't get up off the floor, you're never gonna catch back up to your car. Actually, you're never gonna be able to continue down the road that you were continuing down. And the longer you stay on the floor, the harder it becomes for you to get back up. And it's so mean, bros. It's actually so mean how our brains are like this. It's really unfair. Very unfair, very mean, very Newtonian. And so I think I've stayed on the floor for long enough. And now it's my time to get up off the floor and start catching back up. But also, you know, Newtonian? Yeah, Newtonian. Like something, it's easier for an object that in motion to stay in motion or something. Something like that. Yes. Anyway. So, starting today, I'm gonna start trying again. Okay, bros? I'm gonna start trying again. Because there's nothing else I can do. Because hiding and not trying made me feel worse. Made me miss everybody. Made me feel like there was nothing to look forward to. Because before, at the very least, I had coming home to stream to look forward to. Right? I had hanging out with everybody to look forward to. But then over time, for some reason, it became like a source of stress. And I don't need it to be a source of stress. I don't need it to be a source of stress. Like, this is my stress relief, bro. I'll need it. You know? That would imply that it's easier to move after a day and a year, though. It's more like sedimenting. That is true. You don't want to start growing moss. Sorry, Mossy. Yeah, I'm alive. I was sniped. I was sniped by health issues and sniped by medication causing depression, and also the incident TM. And then it sent me into hermit mode for 3 weeks. And when you're catching up, you're a little fragile, and that's okay. Just be careful, because stuff can knock you down again, but you gotta make sure you keep trying and move forward with a positive mindset. So, I have some good news with you guys, though. I have some good news for you guys. So, I told my boss about my diagnosis of endometriosis. Whoa! Endometriosis diagnosis! Whoa! Sorry, I feel like I've I feel like I've done this before. I feel like I've been like, whoa, endometriosis diagnosis before. What about your diagno, sis? Yeah, Anyway, I told him about my diagnosis, and he's gonna be more accommodating to me not being in the office as often. And also, I am trying to not get hyperfixated on the project that I am on. I am trying. God, I am trying. And for me to like not take so much responsibility over the project, I need to actually have other stuff happening in my life for me to look forward to, okay? Because like, look, if I continue to be a depressed little blob of okay, if I continue to be a little depressed little blobby, I'm gonna be the world's most exploitable worker, okay? I'm gonna be the world's most exploitable worker. Endometriosis diagnosis, it's a pretty grim prognosis. Can't be cured with hocus pocus medication in high doses. Life is such a drain. Damn, you're good. Damn, you're good. Damn, that was so good. Wow. Damn, Mr. Vex comes in and drops some fire lyrics. You need to be able to put your foot down and not just take ridiculous amounts of unpaid overtime. Yep. So like a couple weeks ago, I took a Sunday. I did unpaid overtime on Sunday, and I spoke about this to my boss, right? And so he gave me today off, as like a thank you, Nisha, for the gift sub to Mr. Vex. Thank you. On the day of the Lord. Yeah, on the day of the Lord. Because a deadline was coming up. You know, a deadline was coming up. The demo deadline for our project was coming up. And I wanted the demo to go well. You know, I wanted the demo to go well. And so I did a bunch of work. And I brought it up to my boss. Like, I was really mad about it, okay? Even on the business trip, I was really mad about it. But then I brought it up to my boss last week. Yeah, I brought it up to my boss last week, and he said, oh, yeah, well, okay. Okay, yeah, you can have Friday off then. Yeah, and it didn't even eat into my annual leave. It didn't eat into my annual leave. It didn't eat into anything. It didn't eat into anything, and he just gave me today off. And so I spent today doing my laundry. Hooray! Yeah. So this is called time in lieu, right? And he says, oh yeah, so this is actually a protocol that we have, because like we know that deadlines do come up, you know, especially in like this industry, right? Especially in this industry. And my company actually really doesn't want to, we don't want to play into crunch. And so there's actually a protocol for it, for if there is overtime, you can sort of bank that time and sort of like put it towards paid time off. And he basically said, yeah, sounded like, yeah, he basically said, yeah, you probably should have told us that you were gonna do that extra overtime, but like, oh well, you know. Yeah, so it was my fault. Was my fault for not communicating. As you guys know, bros, like Neg Nasu is very much the type to take on things all by herself because she doesn't want to. Yeah, time in lieu. Yeah, I just did it on my own volition. I wasn't asked. Yeah, not a company protocol. You posted a snippet of a government website which explicitly says they're required to compensate the hours with paid leave. Yeah. I'm very. Look, it's a personality flaw, okay? It's a personality flaw. Yeah, it's a really big personality flaw in me where I sort of try to take responsibility for things, you know? And it's sort of like, I guess, like, I don't know, I feel like I drank the Kool-Aid, right? I feel like I drank the Kool-Aid when you were growing up and you were taught about responsibility, you know, and taught about your responsibility to others and the world around you. Like, I'm the kind of person that sees trash on the floor, and if there is no bin, like, I will pick up the random trash, and then I will hold it with me until I see a bin, okay? And like, I know I don't have to, right? And I know it's not hygienic. Okay, I know it's not hygienic, but it's kind of like I've got the personality type of the I feel bad if I see it happen, and I'm right there, you know. Yeah, exactly, and it's and I guess and I guess it's sort of a little, yeah, it's the right thing to do, right? And so like yeah, it's the right thing to do. And so I sort of apply that same concept to other places where I'm a part of, you know. Like I apply it to other places that I'm a part of, and sometimes it results in a lot of self-inflicted suffering. It results in a lot of self-inflicted suffering. And so like I think I really do need to learn how to pick my battles. Sense of duty / community. Exactly. And so the reason I picked up that over time was this sense of duty, because it felt like nobody else was bringing it up and nobody else was gonna fix it. And so somebody has to do it. So I felt like I had to do it, right? Because if no one else is, then I have to. But also at the same time, have you guys have been on airplanes, you know? You guys have been on airplanes. You know, like put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. And so I need to learn that I need to learn how to put on my own oxygen mask. I need to learn how to put on my own oxygen mask. Build a boat before ferrying people across the river. Exactly. But then in that case, right? Like I don't know what it is, bros. I don't know what it is. Like maybe I get like a sixth sense of like, maybe I like suffering. Maybe I am just a masochist. You know, maybe I like the feeling of suffering and carrying the weight of other people's sins on my back or something like that. I don't know. You don't think that's it? No? Yeah, well, keep the masochism to your private life. A sixth or a seventh sense? No? It's not strange you're told basically everywhere besides airplane safety that being selfless and working for others is a good thing? Maybe I just like the feeling of being useful / capable. I think I just like... Yeah, I think that's it. I think I just like being seen as useful. Yeah. Asceticism gives you a sense of purpose and duty that you feel like I'll take a loss so others can take a gain. I don't actually know what the word asceticism means, but I know that asceticism is the name of a Magic the Gathering card. I don't know what the word means, but I recognize it from Magic. Asceticism is a green card in Magic that makes your other permanents non-targetable. It is a really good card! It is a really good card! I try to run it in every green deck that I can. Oh, crazy! I thought Wizards of the Coast just made that word up. I'm kidding. There's several different printings of it. Basically, purposeful suffering for self-improvement or development. I think... Oh, in that case, then I think I might be an overindulger in asceticism. I think I am an overindulger in asceticism. Like, you know, I am so glad that I live in Australia. I am so glad that my parents decided to immigrate to Australia and have me in Australia so I can have Australian work culture. Because, oh my god, if I were in East Asia, you would see me as one of the Karoshi statistics. I would end up being a statistic in the overworking epidemic. Yeah, like I'm so glad, bros. I'm so glad that I was born in a European country. Oh my god, I don't know, I think it's finally dawning on me how exploitable I am. I'm very, very exploitable. European? Is Australia not like, are we not honorary European? You're a what? Yeah, I'm a peon. You a peon? European is over there though. Australia is definitely honorary European / Western. I mean, Australia gets invited to Eurovision, isn't it? Culture-wise, I'm actually not too sure if we're closer to like closer to the Europes or the Americas actually. Hi, Arthur Mail. You hear I'm a peon? Yeah. Did I mean Western country and not European? Yeah, okay, fine, Western country. But like when I say Western country, like Western country could be anything though. We're culturally close, but you're still on the other side of the other planet. Okay, fine. Culturally European. There we go. Australia's a mix of British and American sensibilities. I think that's it. I think that's it. And unfortunately, Britain is no longer American. Britain was never American. Sorry, Britain is no longer European. You're reminded of Baby 5, who's a half comedic, half tragic One Piece character who was abandoned by her mother for being useless and now has a pathological desire to be useful to others. No, but that's so weird though. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm not talking about Europe being weird. I'm talking about how it's weird though, because I feel like there's a bit of a cognitive dissonance on the very inside of me, bros. Because when people call me a hard worker, or when people, like, I know logically that I'm an exploitable worker and I'm a diligent worker, you know? But also, there's this part of me that still thinks of myself as a lazy piece of shit that would always try to find time to slack off. But like, I don't even go to lunch. Like, I just bring my lunch to my desk and work while I eat. 'Cause I'm locked in. But then like, why do I still think of myself as like lazy? You know, is that not my low self-esteem talking? I guess so, but like I was once upon a time quite lazy though. That feeling of laziness is unironically an implication that I have workaholic tendencies. What? Please go to lunch. Taking breaks is important. No, the reason I don't want to go to lunch is because I don't want to talk to coworkers. The reason I don't want to go to lunch is because I don't want to talk. I don't want to engage in talk. Then eat the lunch but don't talk. No, but if I eat the lunch and don't talk, someone's gonna find me and try to talk to me. And then I don't have an excuse to not talk. Oh my god. I know this sounds like such a non-problem. Okay, this sounds like such a non-problem. It's kind of like, oh, Neg Nass, you're so popular. People want to have lunch and people want to have lunch with you and people want to talk to you. Wow, what a problem. Yes, problem. I don't want to talk to them. Because my brain is, I'm not getting bullied at work. Right? No, I'm not getting bullied at work. I promise you. I'm not. The problem is I'm finding an excuse to keep working. No. Okay, look. It's not that I don't like them, okay? It's just that... Do I hate coworkers? No, I don't hate coworkers. It's just that... Look, I don't know how to explain it. I find it very hard to switch my brain from I am a working mode to I am social mode. Okay? That's... It's very, very hard. And I feel angry. Okay? I get angry if somebody disturbs me when I'm locked in on work. Okay? And... that includes lunch. This includes lunch. Like, I am annoyed if I have to step away from my work in order to have lunch. Because I cannot guarantee that... Okay, look. You know how a computer has RAM? Random access memory, right? And so, like, you know how you have your SSD or your HDD on your computer, right? You have your stored data, which is like all files and stuff. And then you have RAM, which is like what your computer currently has open. Okay? And you know, when your computer goes to sleep and you leave your computer alone, do I have a PC? Yes, actually, I'm talking about my PC right now. Yes. Okay, random access memory. Yes, so it's called random access memory. What CPU? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. So RAM on a computer, right, is basically everything that it has open currently. So like when you run a program, right, say for example, you're playing a game, right, that game only exists so long as you keep the program running. でしょ? Correct? So in that same sense, a computer's RAM is sort of like all of the knowledge, all of the data that it has, that it's holding, that isn't stored in a folder somewhere. Like it's holding it, and all that knowledge and all that data only exists insofar as the computer is still on and the computer is still holding it. Because as soon as you turn your computer off, poof, all of that RAM disappears, okay? Doesn't exist anymore. And it has to run all those calculations again. Can't unplugging RAM mid-game destroy data, and that is exactly why. That is exactly why. Because your RAM, your random access memory, is it's literally like real time what it is holding, right? And now, so if you compare that computer, the random access memory of your computer to my brain, right? Listen, okay? I don't know if it's the ADHD, I don't know if it's the autism, or I don't know if I was just built wrong. But my RAM, I don't have as much RAM as the normal person, okay? I'll have as much RAM because if you take me away from work to go have lunch, even for 30 minutes, even for like 15 minutes, I'm gonna lose everything in there. I'm gonna lose everything. I'm gonna lose all of my progress, okay? I can't just hit save and then come back to the same train of thought, okay? I can't just come back to the same train of thought. I need to keep it open until it's done, okay? It's like when you're rendering a video. You have to keep it open. You can't just close it. You can't just close it and then come back and, oh yeah, I need to render this and then render the second half. No, that's not how it works. I can't dump my memory. Have you considered that a fresh perspective might make your work more efficient? Perhaps. But then also I feel guilty because I think about the time that I spent at lunch and the time that I could have spent, and my brain needs time to reset. How can I write save files for my brain though? How can I write save files on my brain? Your concern isn't how your brain works, it's that I'm giving them a free extra 30 minutes of work during lunch break. Do I own a GPU? Yes! Yes, even laptops have GPUs. Yes! I am streaming. I cannot be streaming without a GPU or a CPU or a computer. What is this question? I can write handover and handoff notes for myself. That's true. I might be overestimating other people. Other people aren't working at 100% of all times. They're not! Damn! But that's what I've been doing! What? But that's what I've been doing. I'm probably working like 95% of the time. What? What? It's generally only possible to get a handful of productive hours in a day, otherwise you're gonna burn out. Your therapist told you it over and over, it's normal to spend almost half your time at the office slacking. But then I feel bad and I feel guilty if I'm not working and I'm at work, you know? And also, like, I like my jobs. I like my job. And so I do my job and I find it fun. I find it fun. I'm a game dev. I find it fun, and I find it fun to see things come together. I can work and you can like it and you probably can do it, but you can't overwork. I don't know what... I can't tell if I'm working myself. I can't tell if I'm overworking myself though. Huh? I can't tell because all I'm doing is just... I'm producing something and it works. It might be very different in game dev. That doesn't feel like an office job like what you're talking about. I mean, yeah, I suppose so, because like there is a vision, right? Like it's really bad because I guess because it's a greenfields project and because we're sort of building it from the ground up, like there is a vision of what we want it to look like, and so every single day I log on to work and then I try to work towards that vision. And like, there doesn't have to be any downtime because I'm mostly working on a standalone component. I don't have to wait for anybody else's input. I don't need to wait for anyone else's opinion. I don't need to send any stupid emails. I'm just working on this one part that's my own, you know? Yeah, I am overworking if I steep past overtime. But it's really hard for me to just immediately go, alright, time's up at 5 p.m. and just leave if I'm like, if I have this function that's half written and I'm like, no, I have to finish this, otherwise I'm not gonna get back to it. That means I need to schedule my own breaks. Oh my god, you're right. I need to schedule breaks. How about this? Try find a coworker of comparable status and find a comparable unit of productiveness to gauge how much they get done in a day. You'll probably find that what they get done is not as much as you think it is. Okay. What you've heard is normal people always hate their jobs and are always looking for any excuse to not do them, which is stupid. Yeah, I feel like that's incorrect. I feel like that is incorrect. I feel like that's an incorrect way to live. But also, like, I don't want my job to consume my life, you know? I don't want my job to consume my life. I want streaming to consume my life. Actually, no, I think nothing should consume my life. I think I should consume life itself. Yeah, I need to start scheduling my own my own work times, my own breaks. And also, yeah, drink it. Ah! I already have lunch that I'm not taking. Start with that when I don't want to talk to coworkers. Which, once again, sounds like a non-issue. It sounds like a non-issue, but like, listen, it's more tiring for me to engage in the to talk to people actively like that than it is for me to just continue to do work. Maybe put an alarm on my phone for like 4:45. Wind down and drop down my train of thought so I can pick up the next day. Oh, that's probably a good idea. Only way to find out whether you're overworking or not is to talk to more game devs and compare, probably. But that's a problem, bro, because the game dev industry is an industry that's prone to crunch. Oh, that's not good. No, that's not good. The game dev industry, the industry itself is not good. You can eat at your desk, but throw on a YouTube video instead of working. Maybe I will eat at my desk and just go on my phone. Maybe I will just eat at my desk and go on my phone. Anyway, bros. It's not that I don't like talking to people, okay? It's not that I don't like talking to people, all right, bros? It's just that I do like talking to people. You feel like I should also give my coworkers more of a chance, but you're also more of an extrovert yourself. Hi, Saturn. Good evening. Thank you for the resub, Saturn. It's not that I'm not giving them a chance. It's just that, like, I really don't know how to explain it. Right? I really don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't dislike them, okay? I don't dislike them. It's just that socializing with a coworker is stressful on several counts, all right? It's different from talking to somebody outside of work, for example, right? It's different from talking to somebody outside of work because I have to have my brain switched on. You know what I mean? Like, I have to make sure that it's mentally taxing because one, I need to make sure that I'm casual and approachable, and I need to make sure that I'm jovial, you know? I need to make sure that I've got a sunny countenance. I need to make sure I have a sunny countenance. Amicable, right? And I need to have my personality mostly accurate, but also I need to be on lockdown, okay? I need to be on lockdown of the things that I cannot talk about, you know? And that includes too much of my personal life because I don't like them having information about me. I straight up do not like them having information about me. Like, they do not know how many siblings I have. They do not know they do not know how many moms and how many dads I have. One of each, by the way. They do not know what I do with my time outside of work because I simply do not wish to share anything about me because that is in my information and that is me. Okay, that is me and my information. And yes, one of each, noted, right? Like, I'm very, very, very particular about the information that I choose to share at work. And I didn't even want to share the fact that I had endometriosis, to be honest. Like, I just straight up don't want people to know. And I know that sounds weird because, like, I beam my brain out to you guys every single stream. But that's different, you know? It's different though. It's different. My offsec with you guys is really loose because I feel socially safe with you. You know, I feel socially safe with you, but at work, like I don't really. I know how to keep it. I know how to keep. It's really hard for me, bro. It's really hard for me to gauge like how much is too much, and so I'm using 50% of my brain processing power to sort of like filter my thoughts, basically. And that's why it's really tiring for me to socialize at work. Like I'm putting 50% of my brain power towards filtering myself, and that's really tiring. And it's not that I don't like the people, but it's just that I'm very, very aware of the fact that these are co-workers. And I need to make sure that I'm not made a target for anything. I need to make sure that I'm not, you know, jeopardizing my future opportunities. And I guess, like, this is a part of it is also because in a lot of my past workplaces and at school, I was bullied. And Shy Little Megpal, hi!
Hi.
Shy Little Megpal, hi! Hello! Hey, hi, hello! Oh! Hi, hello, hey, hi, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Oh, thank you so much, bro. Oh. Yeah. I'm very I guess I'm shy. I guess you can put it that way. But it's not that I'm shy, it's just that I'm... Wow! Little mustard bottle! Hi! Good evening! Welcome! Thank you for the 2 years, buddy. I don't know why I'm saying thank you to you in such a gross voice, but yeah, thanks so much, buddy. Howdy. See? Like, I can't just whip out a weird voice at work. I can't just whip out a weird voice like that at work, you know? And so that's why I feel like I have to filter myself. Why not? Because I don't know. I don't know. I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that I don't lose this job because because of my personality, you know? And I will want to make sure that I'm not ostracized at this job because of my personality, because I'm so used to social places in real life not liking me and rejecting me because of my personality, you know? And it's really scary. It's really, really scary. I'm unsure of what I can do and what I can't do, you know, and what I have to do, right? I just, sometimes when it comes to social situations, I don't know what I can do, what I can't do, and what I have to do, because sometimes social interactions are a quick time event. Because I spoke to the intern and she was complaining about the people in the dev basement, and she said something really mean, by the way. She was like, oh yeah, you know, like, it feels like nobody here knows how to talk to people. Like, they give off such an incel-y vibe. And I was like, whoa, buddy. Whoa. That's a little mean. That's a little mean. And she's like, I don't know. It's just everyone here is weird. I guess not everyone in the company is like that. Like, maybe it's just the culture of, like, the dev basement. And I'm like, whoa, that's so mean, because she explained that there was this once she was having lunch alone. Well, she wasn't having lunch alone. She went to get lunch, and then she saw somebody from the dev basement having lunch on his own, and then like they locked eyes with each other, and then instead of going to have lunch with her, he just went to the far corner to have lunch by himself, and she was like, I don't know, it's just strange behavior. Yeah, it's not good behavior. Yeah, and No. She was actively complaining because I was like, oh, would you want to come back to this company after your internship is done? And she's like, I'm gonna be honest, no, because like we're the only two girls in the dev basement, right? And like she was driving me to the station because it was dark. Yeah, and then I told her, hey, you know, I'm someone who's been diagnosed with autism, and like, you know, this is like an industry where, like, you know, that there's quite a high number of, I guess, like, other people who could also be autistic and stuff, and are more introverted. And then she hits me with the, come on, not everybody in the dev lab not everybody could possibly all be autistic. And then I'm kind of just like, ooh, honey, ooh. Surely not. Ooh, have you heard of statistics? Ooh. I guess like 100% is probably not likely, but like maybe around like 90% perhaps. Hi, Thea Tanner. Do you have a Steam key? You have a little JRPG called Long Gone Days from an old Itch.io bundle. Not sure if I do the trade. The trade? What are the autistic statistics? I'm not sure of people in game dev, or like this specific kind of game dev. I'm not sure. But then again, jobs are jobs, and you get hired if you pass a vibe check, right? Yeah. You feel like a lot of people self-diagnose autism just because they're a little weird, so it skews statistics though. That is true. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the incident. Well, it's less of an incident, and it was more like of me getting so socially burnt out that I had to hermit. So a couple of weeks ago, I was sent on a training trip with a bunch of new hires, and so without revealing too much about my company, we are not a game dev company. Like we are not 100% a game dev company, but there is a game dev branch, right? There is a game dev branch, and it is a relatively new branch. It is a relatively new branch, which is why there are some like managerial with it, right? And so this company actually has a lot of other corporate types, right? A lot of other corporate types of people in the same building, which is why I keep calling it the dev basement and the dev lab, because the dev basement is actually a basement. Like all the corporate people are like part of the main building, and the basement that we go to is where also like where the servers are located and where all of like the, you know, supercomputers that can run Unreal Engine are located. And so it's a little bit off from the main building of where all the corporate types stick them in the basement. That's what they're used to. Honestly, I'm gonna sound unhinged, but I kind of like being in the basement. I kind of like being in the basement because there's no windows, so I don't get to look at the outside. I don't get to know the time of day, right? It helps me lock in. It feels comfy. Also usually has better temperature. Yeah, actually has better temperature and humidity control. Basement is great, but don't let management know that. Yeah, don't let them know that the basement is like is great for morale. How many prisoners do you torture every week? What do you mean? We are the prisoners. The devs are the prisoners. No, it's yes. Except now we're discussing strategies for me to intentionally lock out. I don't want to lock out. Lock in? Wait, no. Yeah, you mean free? Free myself? Let myself out? Let myself out of the cage? You don't have a basement, so you wouldn't know. Anyway, so they stick us in the basement mostly because that's where the server room is, and also like that's where all of like the supercomputers are. By supercomputer, I just mean like, you know, the computers with enough RAM and GPU to be able to run Unreal Engine and to develop games in Unreal Engine. Yeah, the high-end gaming rigs. Yeah, man, that's where the high-end gaming rigs are. And mind you, it's the only room in the office that has a couch. Now, I've never seen anybody actually lie down on the couch, but I really wanted to lie down on the couch, but then I would feel guilty for lying down on the couch because I don't want people to see me taking a nap on the job. But like, I really do want to lie down on the couch and take a nap. Niels, good evening, welcome. Yeah, UE5 has crazy high dev recs, honestly. Yeah, there's a couch. Anyway though, couches at work are dangerous. You used to have a really comfy one. It was hard to get back up. So anyway, now that I've explained that we have like a bunch of, so the company hired a bunch of new people in a new batch, basically. And so they sent us on like one of those like training trips, those like kumbaya, everybody get to know each other type training trips, right? And it socially burnt me out. Oh yeah, and also like it was a bunch of, you know, learning about like project management type stuff. But not everybody there was a game dev, and not everybody there was a dev. And so that trip, I gotta say, I felt I was really trying my best with socializing with everyone. I was really trying my best to get in on the conversations with everyone and sort of talk. But the more I tried, you know, the more I felt tired. And it felt like, and once again, you know, I felt like my energy was being drained so hard, and it kept feeling like I wasn't quite hitting the mark. But if I thought back to it, right? If I thought back to that event, I was actually the one sort of leading a lot of the conversations and sort of trying to keep a lot of the conversations going. And so perhaps like there's a part of me that thinks maybe everyone was feeling this way. Maybe everyone was feeling a similar sort of way. Because as soon as I noticed, right? As soon as I noticed there was a lull in the conversation, because this was like at like, you know, the socializing, gathering dinner. If I noticed like a lull or like an awkward moment in the conversation, like I would I would always sort of like try to, you know, bring it, like pivot the topic, or sort of like try to, and if I noticed somebody wasn't really being included in the conversation, I would try to pivot the conversation towards them as well. And so, yeah, and so it was a lot of younger people, I think. Yeah. It was a lot of younger people, and I think I did notice a bit of an age gap issue. I think I did notice a little bit of an age gap issue, and I don't know, when I talk to you guys, right? When I talk to you guys, like, I always feel like I'm such a youngin', you know? I'm a youngin', yippee! Yippee! I'm 13 years old! Actually, I'm not 13 years old. Twitch, please don't ban me. I'm at least 18. But like, realistically though, I'm past my mid-20s, right? Woohoo! Hi, Poyet. Good evening. Welcome. I mean, it's not that like, and also like when someone's quiet, you know, or when I notice that like someone said something awkward that other people don't understand, like I usually make it a point to be like, oh, what does that mean? You know, and sort of like make it sort of change the atmosphere so that what they said wasn't a big deal. And so perhaps like I'm just thinking, because the other people in this batch were mostly in their early 20s. And I think only a handful of people, like only 1 or 2 people were a little bit like me, who are past their mid-20s. And then I realized, anyway, I was super duper drained because it was like killing me, right? It was killing me. And I felt like I couldn't really relate, even though it really did feel like, if you looked in, right? If you looked from the outside in, it kind of looked like I was being really integrated in the conversations and really great at socially diving in and out and sort of like, you know, doing the push and pull of conversations. But I'm just also thinking, is it because of the age gap? I think it might be the age gap, because I noticed, because when someone's in their early 20s, right, and they're talking in a professional type of environment, perhaps they're also on guard as well, and perhaps they're also sort of like kakko tsuketeru, which means like putting on a front, you know, trying to make themselves look cool, and sort of thinking of how to portray themselves as the cool person, as opposed to sort of letting the conversation flow. Because I did notice that with a couple of them. I did notice that, like, quite a bit, where everyone was sort of acting like a little bit of a cool kid, you know? They want to make a good impression on their senpai. Yeah. Could be the age gap, could be the bridging of game dev and corpa. Hard to tell, even if I did everything right. There's a number of reasons why it didn't work out. Putting on airs, I believe, is the English version of... Yeah, putting on airs. Might just be weird, it ain't a big deal. Show them your pregnant Labubu art. Wah! You know what? Maybe I do have to start showing them my pregnant Labubu art. You know what? I do have to just draw a pregnant Labubu and be like, haha, isn't that funny? Yeah! You say start with funny voices and more jokes? Yeah! I don't know how to do jokes. I mean, I do know how to do jokes, but Oh man, go for it. If HR gets involved, you just have to show more people the pictures. But then I realized, the people who I feel the most comfortable talking to in the office are people in their early 30s. Like there are people who I find it effortless to talk to in the office. Only a handful of them. And Yeah, they're all in their early 30s, and I suppose that's typical. That's very typical. You don't know my company, but you know where you used to work. There was a bit of a culture split between the smaller teams and the rest of the company. Fitting in with your own team is probably more important than trying to act natural around management. Yeah, it's been a long time since you were first in a business office company workplace, but yeah, you think it takes time to learn how to do office work. Yeah, and I think after that business trip, I got home and I just completely shut down. I think I just completely shut down because I don't know what is it? You know what is it, bro? Like I think it's a bit of just I'm afraid of strangers. I don't like strangers. And I'm so drained. I don't want to be perceived. Being in the world is tiring, and I don't know what to do, and everything is scary. And so I just had to shut down for a bit, you know. I don't like strangers, huh? But the thing is, I do like strangers though. I do like talking to people. I do like talking to people. I really do. I guess. And car on a hot day. You've always preferred talking with older people. They don't try to impress anyone, and they couldn't give less of a shit about things. Your ideal vibe. Yeah. And so the other day, I was sort of like talking to a coworker about I was sort of talking to a coworker about sort of being anxious, right? Like socially anxious and not knowing what to say. Because I think like we were talking about how like they wanted to get a gift for the guy that drove all the way, like who drove on the trip, basically, who drove us to the airport, drove us back from the airport and stuff like that. And so we wanted to get him a gift, and I'm like, and then I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what to get him. We need to suss it out from him, you know? And then I said, oh, can we get this other guy to like suss it out, you know? Because he's good at yapping. And then the guy that I was discussing it with, he was like, wait, aren't you good at yapping as well? And I'm like, I'm good at yapping? No, I'm not very good at yapping. No. I get anxious as hell. And then he says, huh, really? Oh, but you seem so confident, and you seem to get along with everyone so well. And I'm like, huh? Is that how I come across? Is that how I come across? Cause like he's like the really quiet guy at work, you know, like he has a very, very small voice. Like he doesn't really say much. He doesn't really say much, and and when he does, he's the kind of guy that just goes, oh yeah, cool, oh yeah, sure, yeah, all right, you know, and I thought he just didn't like to talk to people. I thought he just didn't like people. And I was like, wow, that guy's out there living his best life. Oh my god, I wish to be exactly like him. He's so true for this. And then it turns out he doesn't talk because he's nervous and he's anxious. Which he revealed to me in that conversation. So I'm like, oh. How do I respond? When do I respond? Yeah, probably thinking while listening. Wait, that's literally... And I'm like, oh. And I don't know. I'm slowly starting to realize that people are less scary than I think that they are. Yeah. And I also did talk to my manager about, hey, so I'm a little bit shy. And a little bit socially anxious. And he noticed, that I'm the type that, like, ends up talking a lot when I'm socially anxious. the type that goes the opposite way. The type that overperforms because they're anxious. And then he said, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, everyone in this dev basement is kind of a weird computer creature. So it's okay to be a weird computer creature. Is that why I talk so much to you guys? No, I like talking to you guys because I just get to share whatever's on my mind to you guys. And if you don't like me, you can just click the X button and then send me to the Shadow Realm. But then, it's hard for someone in person to send you to the Shadow Realm. I don't like you, gonna send you to the shadow realm. I'm okay. Also, Noble Boy, congratulations on being free from your cancer, bro. Hooray. I am okay. TLDR for those that don't know, I didn't stream for 3 weeks because I had a depression relapse, because of my medication triggering bad things. Yeah, and also I got burnt out from socializing at work, and it's a bunch of stuff, okay? It's a bunch of stuff that sort of like piles up on itself. Like I thought that I was okay with people. I didn't think that I was like so socially out of it until I started this job, and I'm like, fuck, piss, shit. Yeah, that has actually happened in your office with the Shadow Realm. I did cry when someone tried to talk to me about drones. No. I didn't cry because he was boring. Okay, look, he was boring on the first week. And now I greatly appreciate Drone Guy. Okay? Like Drone Guy is my work homie. He's my homie. I greatly appreciate him because he's very good at just yapping and sharing things, and it's very easy to be around him because I don't have to say anything. He just does all the talking. And Drone Guy is the guy that did all the driving on the trip. Have I tried having lunch with him? But like, I haven't because, I mean, hey, fine. I will try to have lunch with him next time I'm in the office so I can get a break. Okay, I'll try to have lunch with him next time I'm in the office so I can get a break. Okay? The only reason I cried wasn't because he was boring me, okay? I cried because I was masking all day and it was really tiring and scary, and I don't like performing for people, okay? I don't like performing a version of myself that is not real in front of people, the VTuber says to her Twitch chat. I do not like performing an incomplete version of myself that is designed to keep myself safe in front of people. I can't just, in the middle of a sentence, I can't just like stop and go and scream at the sky, okay? That is not generally considered socially acceptable. But with you guys, I can just stop in the middle of a sentence and go I don't need to deliberately seek out people to have lunch with. Just sitting in the same space and eating is better than working non-stop. You've ended up getting yourself a reputation for analysing all sorts of odd things. Also, to some degree, you've turned into a go-to guy for the weirdest questions. I can't. Have I tried? I guess. A little bit. Not a little bit. Also, I have also that there's one extra layer of difficulty with you know, socializing at work, right? There's one extra layer of difficulty, which is on most days I'm not very aware of this, but then sometimes I get reminded of the fact that, like, oh yeah, I'm a girl. Oh yeah. And like, except for the intern, everybody else in the dev basement, they're all dudes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we are different in that sense. Oh. And so, yeah. And so gender dynamics might also be making things different, right? When it comes to communication. And then sometimes I feel like I have to make sure that I give a good impression of girls. You know what I mean, bro? Like, I can't, I feel like I have to be good representation or something. Yeah. You think that varies a lot? Yeah, a passable specimen. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to, like, you know, accidentally change somebody's entire view of the female gender or something, right? You know, just to be like, oh man, the girl in my office, she's weird, man. Girls are weird. You know, randomly during the day, she'll make these like ow noises. Girls are scary, man. I know I'm not responsible for all that, but I also don't want to be part of a problem, you know? I also don't want to be part of a problem. And also that's also like, on one hand, like I do just find my job fun and I am a bit of a workaholic, but also on the other hand, like part of my workaholic tendencies also might come from a place of wanting to prove myself. Like, hey, I'm the only girl dev in the office, apart from the intern, but the intern, she's not gonna be on this world for very long. And so I feel like I have to be extra competent, so you guys don't think that I'm just a diversity hire or something. Yeah. I didn't block you! I didn't block you or anything! I've just been hiding socially. You sure I want to phrase it like that? What do you mean? Phrase it like what? Like, Oh, the intern, not long for this world. Oh no, it's because her internship's almost up. I'm not gonna kill the intern! She gave me a lift to the station once! I owe her my life! From your experience, devs either don't care, are anxious but otherwise fine, or are assholes about that. Never mind, it's sad, women do need to constantly prove that they're actually really skilled in IT/computer stuff. Never mind that in the youngest days, computer programmers were actually women more than men. Yeah, in a lot of engineering workshops, like actual, you know, production lines, like metal work and stuff, a lot of that, they were all women from the very start because of the war, you know, the war. You will always remember this one girl from your halls in first year uni. She introduced herself with her sock puppet. She may have been a bit weird, but didn't mean she wasn't nice and was just being herself. It's true. It's true. I should bring a sock puppet. Your mom's first job was a computer teaching assistant, ironically for a class she wasn't allowed to take because she was a girl. It was 1970! Boo! Wow, 1970 is like relatively recent. That's relatively recent. The one thing you would worry about from someone at work is someone taking genuine attempts at friendliness as flirting. I'm also worried about that, bro. I'm also worried about that, bro. Oh no! Actually, I wasn't worried about that until you mentioned it like that. Oh no! Hey bros, do I come off like I'm flirting? Hey bros, do I come off like I'm flirting? Ah. Okay. Okay. Do I? No. Okay, consider this. Consider this. My sense of fashion is very... My fashion sense is very, The other women in the office dress more femininely. But I dress quite masculinely. Yes. I dress quite masculinely. And so, perhaps I come off as gay. Perhaps I come off as gay well enough. Even though I'm only halfway there, you know? Even though I'm only half gay. So who knows? So who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe it won't be interpreted as flirting. Probably won't. since we're talking fashion, how do you think I would look in a custom fitted suit? Ooh. Custom fitted suit with shorts, like OGK, right? Do I say nice dick, bro, to my coworkers? Well, I do have a lanyard. I do put a little chicken on my lanyard, a little chicken plushie on my lanyard, and I do say, hey, have you seen my cock? In an IRL suit. Ooh, I think everyone looks good in a tailored suit. I think everyone looks good in a tailored suit. Yeah, no one will take anything I say as flirting. Unless they're delusional. I mean, you never know. You never know. Oh god. Tailored suits are so good. You have a 3-piece suit you've not had much occasion to wear in a long time. Take your wife on a fancy dinner date. Oh man, suit with a cane, with a lady on your arm. Woohoo! I can't whistle because I have stupid braces in my mouth. I have not talked this much in so long, bros. I have not talked this much in so long. Anyway, so TLDR on everything that I've talked about. TLDR on everything that I talked about. Neg nass is learning how to be an outside creature that's not just computer creature. And I really missed you guys, bros. I really missed you guys. Do I go around touching people, whether it's head pat, shoulder rub, sitting on their lap, whatever? No, I don't. No, I don't. Actually, I'm really weird about not touching people. I'm really weird about not touching people. Like... I have a backstory on this, actually, but like even with my friends, like I'm very averse to touching people, or like I try not to touch people. You know, things may be difficult. I used to when I was in high school, and then I realized that that's not the. I did tell that story in the. Also the people in the car that I went to the business trip with. I learned all of their sad backstories. Yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't have a sad backstory to share, except for the one where I told them about how I used to be the weird kid, and I did the anime thing where I fondled people, and that was not correct. So they do know I'm autistic. Don't spread their sad backstories. Okay, I won't spread their sad backstories. Like, I mean, it felt like a normal enough thing to share, right? And the thing is, like, I talked about that. I only mentioned it because I did the cock gag to them, and then, oh god, that sounds really bad when I say cock gag. That sounds really bad when I say that. I mean the bit with my chicken, with my chicken lanyard, my chicken plushie, my chicken plushie. My chicken plushie. The joke about my chicken plushie, and I said, hey, check out my cock. Now you get to now I get to phrase my lanyard joke with a whole new setup to start with. No! Stop it! Next time when you spin it around, am I gonna say, look how fast I can helicopter? Oh my god! Oh my god. See, like, I only do that with the other people my age, okay? The only people I do that with is the other people my age, okay? Other people in their 20s. And also maybe not the girls. Yeah, anyway, so that's how the conversation came up. And so, like, I feel a little bad. Everyone had a sad backstory, except I did not have a sad backstory. Like, so on the business trip, there was this one guy, he only brought one bag. And I'm like, wow, you're so good at packing. Man, I wish I packed as well as you, because I had to bring this whole freaking suitcase because I don't know how to pack. And then he looks me dead in the eye and he says, oh, well, you know, one good thing about having divorced parents is that you learn how to pack well. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. I feel like I had like a brick thrown at my head. Damn, bro. Oh. Oh, you take the good with the bad. Yeah, I know. And like I felt really, that's just deadpan humor. Don't worry about. I know, but like, oh, I didn't know how to respond to it. I didn't know. I feel like I lost in like a quick time combat. You feel like I'm not the one making these situations awkward? Man! That's a baffling response to go with. Maybe he was just trying to share things about himself, you know? Never mind the bombshell, that was a nuclear warhead. Yeah! You know? What? But divorced parents' jokes are super... No, but he was a quiet guy. He's a quiet guy though, and so like he's not the type to be all like ee haha hoo hoo ha joke. I know it could have just been a joke. Oh no, but then no. It actually isn't a joke. But like he probably meant it as like a lighthearted joke. But when it comes from someone who doesn't talk much, you know, I'm like, oh my god. Oh. That's the part in the conversation battle where a second health bar appears. Yeah. You're pretty quiet IRL, you joke like that. You don't have dead parents, but still. Damn it. Okay, I need to know this in future. I need to know this in future so then I can revise my my conversation combat tactics against him. There's oversharers and then there's share snipers. Yeah, I feel like he share sniped me. As you level up, you gain more armor and parrying skills. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to parry this one. Because how would you follow up something like that? Like someone just bringing up my parents are dead out of a simple question. Yeah, no, but like imagine like the quiet person who doesn't really talk much and who usually has like very anxious body language because like I don't know what it is. Like I think I overanalyze the people I'm around, but like he has very anxious body language. Like his back is always up quite straight. And his arms are always sort of like positioned inwards, you know, so like he's guarded. You make that kind of joke sometimes. You're very quiet IRL because you mostly talk in your head and you forget to get it out of your mouth. Oh my god, the share sniping. I suppose it might make sense that you guys get a bit of joy out of it, you know? You like the moment where everyone's like, ah! Oh man. My mouth is so dry. Don't fall for the body language pseudoscience. Most of the time it means nothing. Really? I mean, when I talk about body language, it's more like, you got a friendly posture like that, but he's got a sharp tongue and takes no shit from people, still not typically social. I thought, okay, the body language stuff is more like stuff that I learnt from my therapist about like, places where you carry tension and stuff, and so it's more of something that I notice about myself whenever I'm feeling a certain way, and sort of, I guess I'm just like projecting it outward onto other people. It's very hard to know what someone truly thinks until you ask them. That is true. Body language is a thing, but not a guaranteed thing. It's more variation within one person than comparing the body language of two different people. That's true. Hi, Lucky. Good evening. Welcome. You once asked a coworker why he always shaves his head. He deadpan responded, I have cancer. He does not. He just wanted to tease you. He's ex-army and it's habitual. Man, it reminds me of this really evil joke that my mom does. I remember when I was a child, And anytime, like, my mom would, like, have something odd on her body, like a bruise or something. And you know, when you're a child, you ask about it, right? You ask about it. Hey, mom, what is that bruise? Hey, mom, why are your lips, like, purple? Because she had lipstick on and stuff like that. And her response would be, oh, because it means I'm dying. I'm gonna die soon. And then I would just bawl my eyes out. I would just bawl my eyes out, and then an hour later, my dad would be like coming to my mom, you know, with me in one hand, and he'd be like, "What the fuck did you tell her? Well, you know, what the heck did you say to her?" And I would just be crying like, "Wow, my mom's going to die soon." You see, like, but I feel like, and then I was talking to my sister earlier today, actually. My sister called me earlier today, which is really weird because she doesn't usually call me. Like, she made a very similar joke. She made a very, very similar joke, and I'm like, hey, shut up. You sound like our mom. Please excuse my very rudeness. You low-key thought I learned body language from interviews of detectives and true crime media. That might also be part of it. You thought you'll get your first commission as an artist today, but it was a plain old scammer. He knew he was a scammer because he refused to go through your payment options, and you were just playing with the guy, making wait long before you Oh, man. Oh, man. That really sucks, bro. That really, really sucks, bro. Like, people these days that still have the gall to scam artists. That really sucks, bro. Anyhow, bros. I want to talk more, but also I feel like my vocal cords are not used to talking for this long anymore. I feel really healed today. I feel really, really, really healed today. Short stream is okay. Short stream is okay. I mean, I have more things that I want to talk about, and more things that I have more things that happen to me that I want to talk about. But also, I feel like I am. Blech. I feel like my throat is dying, and I'm gonna throat up. Gotta stream more again soon to warm up. Exactly. I really did need this. I really did need this. I think I want to try to stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow, bro. Thank you so much, bros, for listening to me yap and talking with me. There's so much that I still want to talk about, actually. Like how I watched a TV show, and I wanted to talk about that TV show that I watched, and also about a really scary thing that happened on the bus yesterday, and also a whole bunch of stuff. And, you know, I'm gonna write it all down. I'm gonna write down all the stuff that I want to yap to everybody about. I'm gonna write down all that stuff that I want to yap to everybody about, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come prepared with my PowerPoint slides. There will be no PowerPoint slides. By the way. It's just gonna be my dot points, and we're gonna be going on so many tangents. The Rick and Morty bus incident! Yeah, the Rick and Morty bus incident! I swear to God, somebody made a real Rick and Morty reference in real life, and I fucking died! It's okay, Kyrie. It's okay. You didn't know. Write it on paper. Extra sensory organs used. The more you remember. Is true. Yeah, well, that's just a bit of a teaser for what's coming up tomorrow. Oh, I love you guys. I'm not parasocial. I'm social. I'm very social. I'm not social. I am social. Listen, okay, I think I am an extrovert. I know I am extroverted. I just have difficulties with socializing, okay? I'm just a very picky extrovert, alright? I like people. If I were to choose between being around people and not being around people, I would choose to be around people. But only very specifically curated people. Yeah! Yeah! I just really flourish in environments I have full control over. That's not even it. It's not the control. It's not the control. It's a seeming lack of consequences, okay? It's a lack of scary consequences. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, bros, I'm about to go rest my vocal cords, and tomorrow I'm gonna come back with lots and lots and lots of topics for you guys. Lots and lots and lots of topics. And if we finish up the topics, then I have no idea what we're gonna do, but, you know, Neg Na's streams are they always go wherever they want, right? I always do whatever the fuck I want. Man, my nights were so empty without streaming. You have no idea, bros. Like, I would get to, like, 8 o'clock. Like, I'll get to 8 o'clock or, like, 9 o'clock, and I'll be like, damn, what do I do now? I don't want to do anything. I have nothing that I'm gonna do right now. And so I just freaking end up playing games that I've already grown numb to. The release was very cathartic. Very, very, very cathartic. You had a scary interpersonal incident at work. Ooh. Gonna kill them. But not really. What was I playing anyway? I was playing Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. It's pretty good, actually. Someone made your cleaning lady cry. Oh. Oh. Kill them. Kill whoever made her cry. In a TOS compliant way. Is it now? Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah, it actually is really good. Maybe I need a mobile streaming setup. A mobile streaming setup? What? You want me to stream in a vertical setup? You still can't get over Kitten Horn? You see, Kitten Horn was a very bad first impression for me to the game. But the rest of the game, mwah, felt exactly like I was a kid again. Mwah. Feels very, very, very similar to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And I also read the devlogs, and this game seems like it was crafted with a lot of love. And yeah, maybe Sense Anzu will show up again one day to show you guys the game. Anyway, bros. Anyway, I am gonna go rest my vocal cords because I haven't been talking so much. Set up so I can impromptu stream from bed or something. Ooh, wait, I like that. I like that so much. Wait, impromptu bed streams. Oh, that would be so comfy. But then again, like, I'm gonna sound so crusty though with the bed microphone. I'm gonna hurt my back streaming in bed. Yeah, no, like my back and shoulders, like, they've all been like really tense, and also my neck. So apparently another sign of depression is actually like gathering tenseness and muscle soreness in your neck and back. I don't know how congruent that is, but like I had a lot of like symptoms lining up that showed that, like, oh, my depression was coming out of remission. Uh-oh. 大丈夫だ、問題ない。はい。Another tangent. Wait, shit, fuck. Fuck. Is that why your shoulders hurt so much lately? I mean that's only one of the things that it could cause, right? Because like depression, it can have very physical consequences. Who approved this remission? Man, it's my freaking stupid meds, okay? It's my freaking stupid new meds. You guys ever heard of Vyzan? Yeah, that's the endometriosis meds that I'm taking. Anyhow, though, good night. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave because I'm so comfy here again. But I know that I shouldn't push myself because I need to get my voice used to talking again. Alrighties, bros. I will make a pinky promise. A pinky pinky promise. Yeah! A special promise. Because it has my pinky in it. And if I break this promise, I have to slice it off. And I'm gonna send it to all of you in an email. Yeah. That I'll be here again tomorrow. A purple promise. Yeah, so unless you want a video of me slicing my pinky off, I will be here again tomorrow. Okay, maybe slicing pinky off is a little bit morbid. Actually, no. Let's wait. What if something happens? Wait, what if something happens? Wait, what if something happens? No. Maybe not slicing my pinky off. Okay, how about this? I'll give you. I'll take a video of me clipping my fingernails. I'll send a fingernail clipping video. And all inclusive of dirt underneath the fingernails and me scooping out the dirt. Yeah. That's a bit better, right? Yeah. Why would you want that? You wouldn't. See, no one wants that. See? Which is why I'll be here again tomorrow. That's someone's fetish? What the heck? Why is that someone's fetish? I understand that as sort of like oddly satisfying type content, but fetish? Nah, I kinda doubt it, bro. Just say what I intend and tell you if plans change. Okay, bro. I plan on being here tomorrow, okay, bros? Because, and if I try to escape because I'm tired, or because I'm scared, or because I'm anxious, just remind me how much I need this, okay? Just remind me of how much I need stream to keep me feeling good and to keep me feeling Alright, bros. Oh yeah, my dad said that we can go to KFC tomorrow and have KFC for dinner, so I'm looking forward to that. Hooray! Hooray! And I get to drive to KFC. Hooray! Yippee! Mine, Papa, something, KFC, trinken darf. Ik zoek a Fortnite. Mine, Papa, let me have KFC and drink cola. Yippee! Is KFC not wet and rubbery over there? No, KFC is really good over here. We got good chicken quality. Verato, thank you for the follow. Yeah, KFC is nice and crunchy. Or maybe I can get a Turkish pide. Ooh, yummy. Anyway, wild is my oyster. I get to drive out and get yummy food tomorrow. Yippee! Mine, Papa, let me have KFC and drink cola. Yippee! Yes, and drink water. Yes, drink water. Anyway, I'm gonna go raid Jowu because I always raid Jowu. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe. Thank you so much again, bros. Thank you so much for accepting me with your open arms. And even on moments where you don't accept me, thank you for being so kind to me. I really wouldn't be the same without you. I feel so healed. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. That's right. Sleep for 5 million hours and wake up going, wah! Good night.